Hello students, welcome to our educational program. My name is Miss Layla and today we're going to discuss Unit 4 of Grade 7. So let's begin. First of all, we have the title of Unit 4 and let's read it together. It's Instructions and Directions. This is episode 14, Reading Comprehension, and we're going to learn about punctuation marks. But first of all, before reading, we have several tips. Number one, we have read the question first, of course. Read the text more than once so we can understand and then answer the questions. Read the first sentence of each paragraph, that's important. Underline key facts and the evidence of each question so we can answer the questions. Write your answers in full sentences and clear handwriting. When you come across a difficult word, try to guess its meaning by the words before and after. So the types of questions you're going to face for reading comprehension, we have two types of questions. We have multiple choice questions. We're going to ask you to choose the best title or what is the main idea of the paragraph. We're going to give you unfamiliar words. We're going to tell you how to choose the closest word that is meaningful to that word or the opposite meaning to that word. We're going to ask for word references, locating explicit information, meaning that we want the answer that is very clear in the text, or extracting implicit information. You have to understand the text so you can answer the questions. And lastly, we're going to ask you what is the purpose of the writer. We have the second type of questions, productive questions, and you are going to write the answer down. We have explicit questions, the answer is clearly mentioned in the text, or implicit questions, the answer is implied and not given in the text. You have to understand the text so you can answer. So we're going to read about instructions and directions. So we have a question here now before we read. Why do we go to the library? As I just mentioned just now, we have to first read the questions clearly and understand them and prepare a pen and notebook so we can underline and answer the questions. Let's look at the questions before we start reading. Next to the question that we just mentioned, the main idea of the third paragraph is what the word suggest in the second paragraph means what exactly. I'm going to ask you the pronoun of they in the fourth paragraph refers to what according to the passage. Which of the following is true? So you are going to pick out the true statement. A library has the latest information about any subject because there is or are. Number 6, the purpose of the writer in writing this passage is what exactly, what is the purpose? Number 7, what can you do in the library? And 8, who can help us find the books we look for in a library? So, let's begin by reading. Going to the library. Number 1. Paragraph 1. The library is a great place to visit for help with schoolwork and for enjoyment. You can go to your school library and there will always be someone to help you find what you want. That someone is called a librarian. Paragraph 2. You can ask your librarian to help you find books about any subject that interests you. Libraries have books about everything from airplanes to zebras. If you like to read stories, your librarian can suggest adventure books, fantasy books, and much more. Paragraph 3. If you are having a hard time finding an answer to a question, ask your librarian to help you find the answer. Your librarian can help you locate information in magazines and newspaper articles and on the computer or surfing the internet. Paragraph 4. Libraries are also places to go to if you want to be in a quiet one to read or study. They have areas with cozy home-like chairs where you can sit and enjoy reading books. Libraries also have tables and chairs where you can work on school assignments. They have many other facilities to make your time enjoyable. Number 5, the paragraph or sentence. Don't forget to visit your library and remember to thank your librarian for his help. Okay, now we're gonna look at the questions from A, B, C, and D. Choose the correct answer. Number 1, the main idea of the third paragraph is what? A, we can find books about almost any subject. B, libraries have quiet areas to study and read. C, the library is a great place to visit in our schools. D, librarians can help us locate information we are looking for. So the tip we have here before answering is that the main idea in the paragraph summarizes the whole paragraph. So what is the main idea? It's D, excellent for whoever chose right. Librarians can help us locate information we are looking for. As you can see, it's in the paragraph very clear. Moving on to the second question. The word suggest in the second paragraph means what exactly is it? A, take, B, give, C, look for, or D, recommend. As you see, let's highlight first the word suggest and look for keywords among the word so we can guess its meaning. The word here means, suggest means D, recommend, excellent for whoever chose right. Number 3, the pronoun they in the fourth paragraph refers to A, assignments, B, chairs and tables, C, places, and D, libraries. So let's underline the pronoun they before we answer and trace it back to what it refers to. So, as we can see before we answer, let's check the underlined words. We have library is underlined, places is underlined, tables and chairs, assignments is always also underlined. So, after tracing back, so the answer is D, libraries. Now, number 4, according to the passage, one of the following statement is true. So, all of them are wrong except for one that is true. Is it A, it's the librarian's job to do your assignments. B, libraries have books about almost every subject. C, we go to the library only if we have a school assignment. D, libraries are always noisy and crowded with many people. So, as we can see in the passage, the one that is true is B. Libraries have books about almost every subject. It's underlined in the passage. A library has the latest information about any subject because there is or are, is it A, books, B, a librarian, or C, computers and internet, or D, magazines and articles? It's C, computers and internet. Why did we choose this answer? As we see in the paragraph, we have underlined the evidence that is computer or surfing the internet. That's why they are provided with the latest information. Number 6, the purpose of the writer in writing this passage is to, is it A, persuade us to do our assignments, B, tell us a story about a librarian who works hard, C, give us information about libraries and librarians, D, describe how books are arranged in the school library. So before we answer what do I mean by the purpose of the writer, we have a tip up above the question. So if the writer is giving you facts about something, he is informing you, so it is to inform. If the writer is getting you to do or change your thoughts about something, he is trying to persuade you. If he is telling a humorous story or teaching a lesson, he is trying to entertain you or to entertain. And lastly, if he's giving mostly details about a person or a place or thing, so he is describing. So the answer here is, since the writer is giving you facts about something, about the libraries and librarians, the answer here is C, to give us information about libraries and librarians. Now, B, answer the following questions. Number 7, what can you do in the library? And 8, who can help us find the books we look for in a library? So before you answer, please look for the evidence in the text and answer in complete sentences. So for number 7, what can you do in the library? As we highlighted it, we can read or study or work on school assignments. So we write it in a full sentence, writing, I can read books, magazines or newspapers, surf the internet, and I can work on my school assignments. Number 8, who can help us find the books we look for in a library? Before we answer, let's look at the passage. It's highlighted. You can go to your school library and there will always be someone to help you find what you want. That someone is a librarian. So when we answer in full sentences or a full sentence, the librarian can help us find the books we look for in a library. Now we have just ended the section of reading, moving on to the second section of the episode, and that is punctuation marks. We're going to learn about punctuation marks. As we mentioned before in other episodes, we have lots of marks, and these marks are symbols that are used in sentences and phrases to make the meaning more clearer. Today we're going to learn about the semicolon. A semicolon contains a comma and a full stop. It is helpful to remember this. A semicolon is stronger than a comma, but not as final as a full stop. So it's between the comma and a full stop. So why do we use a semicolon? First of all, number 1, it separates the parts of the sentence. And number 2, we join two independent clauses without using a conjunction like and. Instead of using and, we would use a semicolon or write a semicolon. Okay, we have examples here. Number 1, I have a football match next week. And then we put a semicolon. I really hope we win. Number 2, Ali wants to see his friend at the airport. Instead of using and, we would put a semicolon and separate the sentence saying he hadn't seen him for 1 year. More examples, we have number 3, we can go to the museum to do some research. Semicolon, Friday is a good day to go. Instead of using and. Number 4, Ali has gone to the library. Hamad has gone to play football. So now we just ended our episode and I hope you learned a lot today. First of all, we learned how to answer reading comprehension questions. Number 2, we learned how to use the semicolon appropriately. Thank you for watching.